Have you ever felt that strange sensation of watching your own life as if it were happening to someone else? As if, step by step, your existence is slipping down paths you never chose, like some invisible but present force is silently rewriting your priorities, slowly erasing what truly matters to you. As we grow older, everything seems to become heavier. Expectations multiply, duties pile up, social and family pressures grow stronger, and emotional bonds, often entangled with guilt, begin to hold you in roles that no longer belong to you. Carl Jung, with his deep clarity, once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is being who you truly are." But what happens when the world around you starts demanding versions of yourself that don't align with your inner truth? When you're pushed into fulfilling expectations you never signed up for? When your authenticity is questioned simply because it doesn't fit someone else's needs or projections? In this video, we'll explore together 5 requests that no one should ever make of you, especially at this stage of your life when your time, energy, and peace mean more than ever. If you feel it's time to stop pleasing others and start living according to who you really are, hit subscribe to Beyond the Mind and give this video a like, so you can stay connected to content that inspires your inner evolution. Because the truth, though often uncomfortable, is simple and powerful. Anything that compromises your inner peace does not deserve your space, nor your time. And when you finally realize this, when you consciously choose to no longer welcome what disturbs you, only then does your life truly begin to transform from the inside out. 1. They ask you to carry responsibilities that aren't yours. There comes a moment when you stop being the rescuer in other people's dramas, not out of coldness, but because you understand that helping doesn't mean carrying every burden. Some people, however, will ask exactly that of you, to fix problems that don't belong to you. You say yes out of kindness, then it becomes a habit. What was once a favor turns into a permanent task. Suddenly, everything rests on your shoulders, not by choice, but by default. And if you try to step back, guilt chains you. But there's a cost to carrying other people's weight. It's your energy, your health, your identity. You're not a parachute, nor a backup plan. If someone sees you this way, they've already crossed a line. The more burdens you carry, the further you drift from your own life. 2. They ask for money without a real emergency. There's a particular silence that follows a request from someone you love. Not for a true emergency, but for their mistakes. And it's a silence filled with pressure, guilt, manipulation. We're family. You have to help me. But do you really? Lending money as an adult is rarely just a gesture. It's sacrifice. Stability built over years, gone in a moment. And when that money leaves your hands, it doesn't just leave a void in your account. It leaves one in your peace, too. Often they're not asking for a loan. They're transferring the consequences of their choices onto you. Say no, and suddenly you're the problem. But where is the responsibility? Do they really deserve what they demand? Don't confuse generosity with self-sacrifice. Defending your financial boundaries is wisdom. You've already given enough. You have the right to say enough. 3. They ask you to mediate family conflicts. Family fights have a pull, a force that drags you in. You find yourself in the middle, even though you always tried to stay out. Talk to her, fix things. And just like that, you become the emotional mediator in a game you never wanted to play. But here's the truth. Not all conflicts are yours to resolve. Being the peacemaker may seem noble, but it often means becoming the scapegoat. You empty yourself. You burn energy you can no longer afford to waste. Imagine siblings fighting over your home before you've even left it. That sacred space becomes a battlefield of egos, accusations, and old grudges. They ask you to intervene, but it's not your role. Your energy is meant for healing, for joy, not for repairing what refuses to be fixed. Let them face their own battles. You are not the target. Before moving on to points 4 and 5, if you feel this video is helping you, share it with someone who might need it too. Now, let's continue. 4. They ask you to change who you truly are. One day, almost casually, someone says, "You shouldn't dress like that. Change your music. Speak differently." It sounds harmless, but in reality, it's a quiet attack on your soul. You spent a whole life becoming who you are, through joy, pain, falls, rebirths. Every choice, every preference carries a story. And now, you're told that none of it fits anymore, that you should adapt. But you're not a software update. You're not a script to be rewritten. The need to remain authentic isn't stubbornness, it's survival. Because if you start denying pieces of yourself, you'll eventually stop recognizing who you are. You're not strange, you're rooted in yourself. Don't sacrifice your truth for someone else's comfort. 5. They ask you to put their feelings above yours. This is the subtlest form of emotional exploitation. When someone says, "If you really loved me, you'd do it," they're asking you to erase your happiness for their well-being. That's not love, it's control. The idea that you must shrink yourself to avoid upsetting others is a perversion of relationships. You become an actor, constantly performing to keep someone else calm. But peace doesn't come from endless sacrifice, especially when it erases you. The years ahead of you are meant for alignment with yourself, not for pleasing those who limit you. You have the right to say no, to choose what makes you happy, even if it unsettles others. You've earned that right. And now, more than ever, you deserve to live it fully. These 5 demands, responsibility for others, money taken for granted, emotional mediation, self-betrayal, and emotional submission, share a common root. They erode your peace. And once peace is lost, it's hard to rebuild. Ask yourself, who around you has made these requests? And why did you say yes? You are not obligated to be the savior, the wallet, the peacekeeper, the container of others' pain. You have the right to choose yourself, to honor your boundaries. This isn't selfishness, it's truth. It's strength. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these points moved you the most? Have you lived something similar? Share your experience in the comments below. I read every word, and your voice matters. Protect your peace. It's your most precious gift.